This video is going up on Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. I am Canadian, so I don't celebrate, but I still observe this as the official kickoff to the holiday season. It's also Black Friday, which now seems like it's being marketed as a month, Black Friday month, promoted sales, deals. It's the busiest time of year for shopping, and traditionally, this meant stores were packed, malls were teeming with people, but while some malls still see increased traffic, physical retail has been in decline for well over a decade at this point. Stores that could once be found in every mall have gone out of business. The structures that house them have fallen into disrepair, left to rot, decay, as the retail industry has moved online. Still, the shopping mall remains a cultural touchstone for multiple generations. Like home video rental, it's kept alive in the memories of those who experienced it. That is what we're going to be talking about today on the Videocast, myths and memories of the American shopping mall. Now, when I say myths, I don't mean misconceptions. I am talking mythology here, fables, folklore. This is a culture, and it has, or had, its own rituals, traditions. We will be looking at what malls were, what they meant, their cultural impact, and what they've come to represent. Very excited to get into this. Quick plug for the Patreon. Patrons make this content happen. In exchange, they get access to dozens of exclusive videos. We have a new one up there now exploring a school turned mall turned apartment building that feels straight out of Silent Hill. $5 gets you access to that, years worth of other videos, as well as my book, The Nostalgia Economy, the ebook and audiobook. Physical copies are now available as well. So if you like what we do and want to make it happen, see more, please consider supporting us. Patreon.com/pixandportraits. The mall. Commerce, consumerism, people have exchanged currency for goods and services forever. Now, I am not going to go back to the beginning of commerce, but I do want to start by giving a little bit of time to department stores because many of the things and brands we associate with the mall grew out of them. At one point, the standard for buying things was shopping around in different specialized stores. You bought your groceries one place, your clothes, shoes, and things you need for around the house in others. Stores served a particular purpose. You went there, you bought what you needed, and went home. This changed in the mid to late 19th century with the arrival of department stores, a centralized place where different products could be purchased, organized into departments. Obviously, similar concepts existed before, and smaller stores specializing in certain items continued, but this is really where we start seeing not only recognizable shopping conventions, but also names. Sears, Macy, Penny. The environment of these new department stores was also different. Unlike in the past, where you would make the transaction and leave, they were designed to keep you there longer by offering food, restaurants, more selection, and ambiance. Multi-floor shopping centers, different departments, products and vibes on every floor. There was a certain elegance to the way that the products were presented, not in so much that it was a need, but a want. Shopping as a pleasurable experience rather than a necessity. A lot of these stores were independently owned and operated regionally, but would eventually expand all over America and later even the world. Our focus here today is going to be on America, North America, because there are parts of the world where a lot of what we're going to be talking about is not relevant. Things are similar up here in Canada, but there are places, countries where malls are still a thing, they are still thriving. In America, malls, as we know them, really developed in the mid-20th century with the expansion of residential suburbs. New communities were created as the population exploded post-World War II. These were spread out developments, designed with cars in mind. To go anywhere, you had to drive, travel. The families who moved to these new communities needed a place to buy their goods, so out of convenience, a central commerce hub, the shopping mall, became the norm. They could drive there and get groceries, clothes, appliances, or anything else they wanted. Department stores with recognizable names or brands stepped in to anchor these new malls. JCPenney, Sears, Macy's, Montgomery Ward. They occupied larger spaces and were connected by indoor pathways lined with smaller stores and restaurants, food courts. The way malls are structured is similar to how people have always shopped, a series of stores like a bazaar, Main Street. Only modern malls were enclosed with climate control, so you could visit year-round. This was especially important in places subject to winter, weather, or extreme heat. Regardless of what it was doing out, you could have a pleasurable shopping experience. There it is again, pleasure. In marketing, there is advertising, getting the word, your message out, but there is also branding. What does your product or service mean philosophically? There is purpose, what it functionally does, but emotionally, what does it mean to consumers? I have been making videos about retail for years now, and I've noticed a lot of people really hate being branded as consumers. They prefer the term customer or resent the idea entirely, and I get that. There is a ton of exploitation that goes into creating and selling products. Products, material goods, consumerism is seen as a negative thing next to human connection, relationships, but I don't think these things are mutually exclusive. We've talked about this before. We put memories and feelings into objects, and this can extend to places like the mall. I have made so many great and different memories in malls throughout my life. The mall in my hometown used to have a radio jingle, which is a sentence that makes me feel ancient, but it claimed to be more than just a shopping center, and it was. Malls were more than just places people went to shop and buy things. They were community hubs. In smaller towns that might not have much more than a mall, they were where people gathered for events. To socialize, you met your friends there and hung out, went with your parents or siblings. It was where you bought the clothes and products that helped you express yourself, that informed or cultivated your interests, who you were. That's what the mall was, the place where you made memories. And now it's over. It's gone. What caused the decline of malls and physical retail was a combination of things, but it generally gets pinned on e-commerce, websites, and services like Amazon. Over the past 2 decades, we have experienced a massive shift in how we consume everything from entertainment to products. It's possible to buy something and have it delivered to your door within hours now. It's extremely convenient, just like malls were once, the next evolution of commerce. The mall was then, and this is now. There was a time where you could go into a mall and shop at multiple stores, all selling similar products. Record stores, bookstores, clothing stores, they were all branded differently, had different identities, but as the market became harder and harder to be competitive in, they diversified, merged, or simply folded, went out of business. Sears and Toys R Us are 2 big ones. These were cornerstones of many people's childhoods, including my own. It seems silly or embarrassing, wrong in a way, to have retail nostalgia too long for a store or brand, the mall. These places existed to make money, marketed themselves in a way that was emotionally manipulative, but that is to be expected when you live in a culture or society that puts profits, money, above everything else. But just because you spend quality time with a parent at the mall or your first kiss happened at a Sam Goody doesn't make it any less meaningful. It's these associations that we miss now that malls and physical retail are where they are. They are what we are tapping into when we visit a dead mall or watch a video on a dead mall. Companies have caught on to this. They bring back dead brands as a way of trying to appeal to these nostalgic feelings, but they are not the same, because of course they aren't. Things are not the same, you are not the same, and that's okay. It's okay to leave the past in the past. As fun as it may have seemed, camping out for hours during the coldest time of year to maybe get the thing you're looking for was awful. Black Friday deals might not be as good as they once were without true door crashers, but they were called door crashers because people would literally break through the doors and trample others, all to save $50 on a television. Sure, Amazon has a ton of ethical hang-ups, but e-commerce has also allowed smaller distributors and independent businesses to reach customers they wouldn't have been able to years ago. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. What are some of your favorite memories of the mall, stores you shopped at, customs, hanging out with your friends? If you are looking for a gift for fans of this channel or Sleepcore this holiday season, please consider a t-shirt. TeePublic usually has some pretty good sales this time of year. Again, physical copies of my book, The Nostalgia Economy, are available as well. I'll post links to both in the description. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and if you have the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Everything helps. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thanks for watching. See you in the future.